Welcome back to Bridge 4 Games. I'm Tom, and today we are going to dive into the Eternal Battle Reverie in Pokemon Legends Arceus. We are going to start in Jubilife Village. Now, once you have the DLC and you go through each one of the areas and talk to Mai and you clear the massive outbreaks and go through that little story mode, then next time you go by your house, your ARC phone is actually going to go off and it's going to stop you. So that's going to prompt you and let you know that you can now do the Eternal Battle Reverie. So to do it, all you need to do is come into your house and go over to your bed. Now, before we do that, we're going to just take a quick look at the team that I'm bringing in to this battle. First off, we do have Arceus out of the box. We have Kleavor as well, Cresselia, Garchomp, Goodra, and Palkia. Now, I also, in prior runs, I used Blissey and I used Enamorus. Blissey, I was testing something out, which we'll go into in a little bit. So all we're going to need to do is go up to our bed, and it's going to ask us here if we'd like to rest. Now, the first time you do this, there's going to be a little bit of a cutscene for this when you go to bed. But now and every time after, it's going to say here, I'd rather battle. So I am going to say I'd rather battle. We see that our current record is 57, and we'll show you that. And would I like to test my might in the Eternal Battle Reverie? I would. So we are going to then go into Arceus's house here. This is a very familiar area for those that caught and battled and caught Arceus. So we are standing before Arceus, and it's going to really kind of start here. First things first is we're going to have to pick a challenge. And these challenges, there are going to be 3 different options. So we can go against a Pokemon that has strong offense, a strange-shaped Pokemon, or dragon type. So the strange-shaped Pokemon are actually unknown. Don't want to do that, even though unknown is not very difficult to beat. You have to start off fighting all 3 or 3 different unknowns, so you can actually take quite a bit of damage. If we do overcome this obstacle, we will get 6 points, and with those points, we will be able to grant ourselves wishes. So, as I mentioned, we do have Kleavor on the team. Nice shiny Kleavor. And we do have a pretty good matchup here. Now, we also want to be very cognizant of our PP during this because we want to make sure that we don't run out. This is a continuation, so your Pokemon are not going to be healed unless you are able to heal them, and we'll take a look at that right now. So it's going to ask me what I want to do next, and we'll take a look. It'll either be pick another challenge or make a wish. So we're going to go into the make a wish and just see what our options are. This is going to be, I can either change my lead Pokemon, so instead of Kleavor coming out, it'll be another specific Pokemon I choose. Restore HP to 1 Pokemon, which does include bringing them back from being knocked out. It'll restore to full HP. Restoring PP will actually restore all of the PP for your entire team. Choose different opponents. That would be to re-roll the challenges that are available to you. Or this time it says we are able to inflict poison for a couple points. Last one that I want to shout out is sacrificing HP for double points. This is something that you may consider early on in the endeavor, just to build up your bankroll of points to have them available. But I just want to make you aware that every time you do this, it is going to take 20% of the total HP away from whichever Pokemon you choose. I tried this out, as I mentioned, with Blissey on my team. Blissey having an extremely high HP. I thought I can get one over on the process here and say, well, maybe I can do this more times with Blissey, but ultimately it ended up being 20% exactly every single time. So be aware that you're giving away 20% of your HP. Again, it's something you can consider early on in the battle. But restoring PP and restoring HP, this is something that will scale as you go along through the challenge. So the first time you restore a Pokemon's HP, it's going to cost 10 points. The next time 20, then 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. And that mantra is going to stay the same also with the PP. So just make sure that you are timing that out appropriately, and making sure that you have a good plan, especially for when you want to, increase, get the PP. You may want to train everybody's to maximize it. And you really don't want to just kind of go willy-nilly reviving everything every time it gets knocked out. Sometimes you just may have to let something go for a little while, and see if you could bring it back later on. So we're going to pick one more challenge here, and it says female Pokemon, Pokemon of the Lakes, or the lunar Pokemon. So we're actually going to take a female Pokemon, knowing that this is Cresselia. And if we chose this particular challenge, we would have to face all three Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. So we don't want to face 3 Pokemon at a time. We'll take way too much damage. So we're just going to go with a quick 5-pointer here. So you definitely want to, as I mentioned, you're going to definitely want to time these out and space these out. You really kind of get a sense for what the Pokemon are, just based off of, you can get a good sense of what they are just kind of based off of their description in most cases. Sometimes they do rotate, so they're not necessarily always the same. We see we get an Oko there on Frostlass, which is great. Next thing we're going to do here is we're actually going to show you what the ultimate goal of this is. And then first and foremost, it is going to be to get to the 50th battle. Once you get to the 50th battle, then you are going to have to face Arceus themselves in a battle, and that battle is kind of tough. This is what I did on that battle, is I actually had some points, and I actually used a wish to give it Frostbite, which is a pretty big advantage against especially hitting Arceus. So with that Frostbite then in place, we come out and we are able to really do quite a lot of damage right off the bat. They aren't able to really return fire on us, and then we are able to get the knockout there. Once you do get the stamp, then what you can do is you can continue on. I encourage everyone to build their streak as long as they can. It's a really fun game. It's a really fun little side quest to see how high up you can go. Again, I think this is very similar to the battle tower, which is really just something awesome to do in this game. So in addition, though, to the stamp, that's really what we're looking for here, is that Arceus stamp in the corner. You also get quite a lot of rewards throughout this. So the reward is for getting a really high streak is going to be very worth it. You're going to get a lot of gold nuggets. You're going to get a lot of grit, and you're going to get a lot of the seeds of mastery, which you can use at the training station as well. So I encourage everyone to go through, make and build a team, and get into this battle reverie and show us how high up you can get, how big of a streak you can build. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to just play around with, and again, it gives you a little bit more to do in the game. So that's going to do it for this episode here, and a little bit of an explanation on the Eternal Battle Reverie. So if you like this video, make sure that you absolutely hit that thumbs up button. comment down below what your streak is, or how high up you think you can go, or if there's anything else within the Battle Reverie that you have a question about, please let us know. For Bridgeport Games, I'm Tom, and we'll see you guys in the next one.